It's just, these people are sick. And when I called it a Klan cult, what was that? About a year and a half ago, I called it a Klan cult, and people were sending me hate mail. And how could you say that? It is. At this point, if you still support Donald Trump, you are part of the Klan cult of. That's what you are from.
So, have you got hope for the next 3? Come 3 years.
No, I don't.
So, as long as you have a vision of America in 3 years.
I want to make a point which came to my mind today because it's become topical again in Britain about Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, we had a series of murders in the 60s called the Moors murders, which was so horrific because a woman was involved. It was a couple. And the man, Ian Brady, used this woman, Myra Hindley, to entice young children to be tortured and murdered. And the case was so horrific, these couple were never released. When people lobbied for Myra to be released, saying she was in Brady's thrall, no government would release her because they knew they'd be literally overturned at the next election, because this case is still so horrific to this day. The point I'm making is I'm drawing an analogy between Epstein and Ghislaine with the Moors murderers. Ghislaine should be treated in the same light. She was the person who enticed these young girls into Epstein's clutches, and hers. She enticed them. She was like the soft cell who brought them in. They thought, a nice English woman with a nice accent, she's not going to do me any harm. And just like Myra Hindley was never released, she died in jail and people celebrated, Ghislaine should actually never leave jail. The thought that they may be negotiating with her to give her a sweetheart deal to get Trump off the hook should be horrifying to the American people.
So that's exactly,
and to all people.
So Paul, that's exactly what's going on right now. Let's be very clear about this. The Trump administration, Blanchett, they're not going over there to try to get the truth or to try to do anything for these victims. They're going over there to try to make a deal with her to exonerate Donald Trump. Let's be very clear on this. Donald Trump will never be exonerated. I don't care what Maxwell says. And if they, in fact, commute her sentence, the Republican Party should always be known as the party that supports pedophilia. Let's just call it for what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the fact that fact of the matter. That's exactly what's going on right now. They put her in this Texas Club Fed camp, and they're trying to induce her. They're doing everything they can to induce her to exonerate Donald Trump. These negotiations are for a pardon or a commutation for a sentence. We know that for sure, Paul. That's the only reason why they're doing this. And anybody that can support this is sick. You're sick.
And let me add one other thing, Brian. When it comes to Andrew, who's not Prince Andrew now, but Andrew, people in Britain want him held to account, by the way. We don't want him protected. I don't care who they are. People who do these things to children, I don't care whether they're Democrats, Republicans, princes or paupers, should be held to account.
Yeah.
No, nobody wants these people protected except the Republican Party, the GOP, MAGA. They're the only people protecting pedophiles.
I completely 100% agree with you, my friend. Paul, always good to hear from you, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend out there. Let's go back to the UK. I believe we have another caller from the UK. That would be Andy. Am I correct, Andy?
Yeah. Hi, Brian. Yeah, I agree with everything Paul said, by the way. Yeah, I recall 3 months into Trump's administration, the numbers came out, and he said, "Oh, that's Biden's numbers. Wait for the next numbers." Well, they've just come out, and look at them.
Yep. And what's their excuse? What can they say? What can they say, my friend?
Well, they blame Biden. Yeah, they blame Biden originally, and they said, "Well, you look, and the numbers will be amazing." And well, it's turned out they're not amazing.
Think about this for a second.
Can I just say?
Yeah. I just wanted to say, think about this for a second. The war in the Ukraine, they blame Vladimir Zelensky, right? The war in Israel, they blame Joe Biden. Okay. Everything that happens in this country, it doesn't matter what it is, anything negative, it can't be Donald Trump's fault. They always blame somebody else. Donald Trump can do no wrong. These people are all a bunch of morons.
I think he's instructed, the GOP to just lie, deny, and deflect. That's his creed.
Yeah, I think you're right.
His creed. But also, just one sort of doomsday thought. You still got almost 3.5 years left of this.
Unfortunately, yeah.
What is American? I mean, he's going to gerrymander all the the voting, and I fear that you're just going to be stuck with one party in America.
Unfortunately, and the MAGA Republicans on the far right are the party of. I'm sorry, I'm just going to call it for what it is now. If you still support Donald Trump, you're not just an imbecile, but you're a bigot. You hate transgenders, you hate homosexuality, you hate anybody that doesn't look like you. Migrants, doesn't matter. If you're not, if you're not like a white nationalist these days, if you're not a grand wizard, I mean, that's how I feel about these Republicans now. They're supporting. I mean, it's just, these people are sick. And when I called it a Klan cult, what was that? About 1.5 years ago, I called it a Klan cult, and people were sending me hate mail. And how could you say that? It is. At this point, if you still support Donald Trump, you are part of the Klan cult of. That's what you are from.
So, have you got hope for the next 3? It come 3 years.
No, I don't.
So, as long as you have a vision of America in 3 years' time.
No, not if Republicans are still in charge. Not if they're still in charge of the House and the Senate. Not if Donald Trump is still the president of the United States. No.
And you'll probably get cancelled, no doubt, as well.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Let me.
Because you're speaking out.
Okay, so let me just say this though: the midterms are very important. If the Democrats have a good showing, then there will be hope. And by the way, I think they will. But Donald Trump's still going to be the president. We can't fall back on that. The midterms are important. Get these MAGA buffoons out of office, and then I have hope for that. But if you're asking me specifically for the next 3.5 years, Donald Trump is still the president of the United States. If he doesn't choke on a KFC bone, then no, I do not have hope for the next 3. I don't, my friend.
My final word is that if the Democrats had half the backbone that you had, they'd be doing a lot better.
Well, that's very kind of you to say, my friend. I really do appreciate that. My backbone is average, but yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's kind of you. I love those callers from the UK. They're such kind, nice people.